Hello everybody, this is Terry Lawton here from climatechangeagenda.com, and today I'm here in Kilmore Quay in County Wexford in Ireland, and I'm in my car here because it's a bit breezy out there, and just overlooking the Olinda beach here, and it's an absolutely beautiful hot summer's day. It's 22 degrees, it was 26 degrees a while ago, and tomorrow is forecast to be the hottest day in Ireland since 1976, so we're in the midst of an extreme heat wave here right now. But about a month ago, in early May, 2 months ago in early May, I made a video here, and I was just talking about how the beach was desolate. I just pointed the camera down there in the video, and there was nobody on the beach, and I was just making the point that that time of the year it should have been full of people, but it wasn't, because of the extremely cold conditions that were being created that day by the spraying. That, like, they were spraying all sorts of stuff into the sky. I don't know, there's just so many things they're spraying, but they can create cool conditions by creating an endothermic reaction using barium hydroxide and ammonium chloride, and just like epoxy resin, you know, the two compounds, they will create a chemical reaction, and they can do this. This is all documented. All these weather modification companies like Rain on Request and Oliver's Travels, they all use these technologies. But I was just making the point that you know, that we were frozen out of it that day, and it wasn't natural, it was engineered, just like the Beast from the East was engineered, like I documented, just like Hurricane Ophelia was engineered, and just like all of these climate change extremes are engineered, folks. This is a massive agenda to enslave humanity in the name of saving the earth. Like Mikhail Gorbachev said, the threat of environmental catastrophe will be the international disaster key to unlock the new world order. Mikhail Gorbachev said that in 1996. So huge agenda, the climate change agenda, folks, causing all these climate extremes and blaming us for climate change, because it's, you know, it's a multi-trillion-dollar a year industry in carbon taxes alone, and then they're controlling every facet of human activity in the name of saving us from climate change. So all of these extremes, like it was cold at the Beast from the East, it's blamed on climate change. So we're all in fear, and now we're in the middle of a drought here. Now there's water shortages everywhere, and we're all bloody parched out of it. Like, there's wildlife dying all over the place, and there's no water anywhere, and the reservoirs are drying up, and the water has been turned down in the daytime and all around Wexford here in Kilmore, and it's just you know, playing into the climate change agenda, and all engineered, folks. We're being sprayed here today. It's a lovely well, a bluish sky up there, but look at those chemtrails there. Now earlier on today we were absolutely being hammered with chemtrails, but they've all fizzled out now into that whitey haze.
FM's Dublin Talks. I want to bring you back 15 years to 2001.
The only thing that came out was a little bit of the outside awning, but I'd say the hole is, let me just get a better look right now.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd say the hole takes about 6-7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay, just put Winston on pause for just a moment.
Okay, the whole building just exploded some more. The whole top part.
Okay.
The building's still intact. People.
That was, of course, when the second plane crashed into the World Trade Center.
Yeah. But
so what happened is nobody saw the first plane crashing into, because nobody was aware that it was happening. And there's only one ever video released of the first plane crash. Have you ever seen the first video?
Yeah, I have. It's taken from the ground.
Yeah, it's basically men working on the street in Manhattan that day, and they heard a plane going overboard and happened to pick up the camera. But by the time the second plane crashed, sure, every news channel in the world was focused on it. So that is the moment when the second plane crashed into the
But
World
there are
Trade Center.
people who believe that all is not as we believe. We're led to believe that September 11th was organised by Al-Qaeda. They had 19 hijackers. They hijacked 4 planes, 2 of which crashed into the World Trade Centers. And that's it.
Yeah, so here's the thing, we put this
a terrorist masterstroke, basically.
We put this up on our Facebook page yesterday because I am sick to death of reading, every year it comes up, of reading 9/11 conspiracies and 9/11 hoax. And we put it up on our Facebook page yesterday, basically calling these people out and saying that, you know, you're spending too much time looking at YouTube videos. Because I believe if you spend enough time on the internet, you can find a conspiracy about anything. Can't you though?
Yeah, probably,
People have too much time in their hands, and we called them out saying that they were liars and that they need to get off the internet, and we were abused by people throwing all these sort of facts at us, and you respond to them, but how do you know that? Oh, I saw a video on YouTube about it.
Well, if you're somebody who doesn't believe it is the way I've described it, call us on 6797981. You can text or what. Now, Terry, what is the one main bit of information that you believe that other people don't?
Well, never before or after 9/11 did any steel frame building anywhere in the world ever collapse due to fire. And on the day of 9/11, not just one but two steel frame buildings collapsed due to fire.
Well, in fact, three did if you include Tower 7.
Yes, exactly. Buildings have burned for days all around the world, and yet two buildings fell on that day. Yes, and there was another tower called Building 7, and a part of the World Trade Tower complex, which was not mentioned in the 9/11 Commission report. And this building is a 45-story building which disappeared into its own footprint. This building, there's footage of it kinking in the middle and falling into its own footprint. Now, the leaseholder of the World Trade Center complex, Larry Silverstein, in an interview said that the building was on fire, so for safety purposes the authorities decided to pull it. Now, pull it is a demolition term for take the building down.
Okay, but let me just stop you there.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Let me just stop you there. Because a lot of people have said this, that the World Trade Center was a controlled demolition, okay? How in God's name would they have been able to put enough demolition within that building without somebody noticing? They would have had to bring truckloads of explosives into the World Trade Center, bring it up 120 stories or whatever, unnoticed. How in God's name would that happen?
The logistics and the technical specifics of that I would not be able to explain, but it wouldn't be beyond the bounds of possibility. But countless demolition experts...
But okay, Terry, why
Now hang on, listen to me. Countless demolition experts have said that the only way to take down a steel frame building is to use explosives. Now, to do this successfully, you need to slice the steel girders at a 45-degree angle. Now, the steel girders going from the very foundations of the World Trade Center 1 and 2 right up to the top floor. Now, you imagine a plane hits the building and fire ensues. Is the fire going to heat that steel enough to melt the building? The buildings fell at free fall speed. This is a physical impossibility. These demolition experts said that the only way that these buildings could have fallen due to a plane impact would have been to follow with an explosion. And as I said, the only way to successfully take them down would be to slice the girders at a 45-degree angle. And you look at any amount of footage of Ground Zero and you can see massive steel girders sliced at clean 45-degree angles.
But yet you haven't been able to answer the question as to how they managed to bring truckloads of demolition of explosives and why, yeah.
Did you know that both of the World Trade Towers were closed at weekends for months prior to 9/11 for maintenance?
No,
did you know this?
No, actually,
that's a fact. Did you know that Donald Rumsfeld, the then Secretary of State, ordered the removal of all the steel from Ground Zero and to be moved off to China immediately? That criminal removed evidence from a crime scene.
Now, Angela, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, when you hear people like Terry, who believes that what happened on 9/11 is not as we've been told it happened.
Like they're saying, okay, yeah, a fire may not be able to take down the World Trade Center, but I'm bloody damn sure a second plane can. Hold on a second. A fire, right, is its own source, okay? So you were looking at a source with a plane on top of it.
Yeah, both of the buildings were designed to withstand impacts of Jumbo 747s. This is from the architect's own documentation. You can see this on any amount of movies.
Movies, yeah, movies.
So you believe, Terry, that there were controlled explosions?
Well, you can see the firefighters saying, go back, we're going to pull it. You can see them running. They're going to pull the building. They're going to pull the building. This is what they're saying. And you can see Jane Stanley, a BBC reporter, was running a report from a nearby location, okay, and she was reporting that Building 7 had already fallen when the building was still standing in the background of the footage.
I've seen that video. That video could have been doctored to though.
They got the script wrong. It was scripted just like.
Well, hang on.
They got the script wrong. They went ahead of time with the operation, just like
Terry,
the word of Jay.
it is also possible that journalist just made a mistake. Happens.
Oh yeah, just like when the word of JFK getting his head blown off got to Australia half an hour before they blew his head off. Yeah, they got the time zone wrong. Same thing. That's the facts. All facts. I don't talk conspiracy theories.
Stay there for a second.
Sure, we were even accused yesterday by certain people of being in on the conspiracy on our Facebook page that we were.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jim had.
No, but we were. Yeah, I'm a member of the Illuminati. I was accused of being a member of the Illuminati. I don't even know what the Illuminati is, but people think that the media are in on this as well. And I know people listening to this, and if they listen to the podcast after, are going to think, Adrian, that you and I deliberately have been told what to say. That we have a script in front of us. Yeah.
Oh, and
that was handed to us by George Bush or whoever, or the Illuminati, or a shape-shifting lizard or something like that.